Hello, everyone, and welcome to the cool game called Rock and Stuff. No, I'm kidding. It's actually a pretty neat game called Rock Galactic. So, not gonna lie. The only reason why I'm playing this is due to the comments from last video. Thank you. I'm gonna put your name on the screen right now. And I'm going to do this solo, not because I don't want to play with other people, but because I literally don't have anyone else to play with. I don't care how you take that as, I literally don't. So, yeah. I'm going to be, usually, Rock Galactic is a 4-player, or, some player, multiplayer game. You go in, you mine, you come out. You go in, do the objective, you come out. Easy as that. But there are some things, or some times, when you don't have anyone. And so you get the cool drone Bosco. Now, Bosco is essentially a teammate of your own. He can revive you, he can mine for you, he could even light up the area, he can shoot missiles, and he could even, fire. Which, honestly, doesn't seem that good, but if you upgrade him a lot, it can be really good. And also due to the fact that, you go in every so often, and go into the mission, you get to choose your equipment. All your equipment do different things, and every class, since there are 4 classes in total, do different things, or do different stuff. Me personally, I'm going to play the Scout due to the fact that he is more solo focused, depending on how you play as. Because a gunner is good and all, but I need to be fast, otherwise I'm going to get cornered. Since there are a lot of bugs, and I don't mean that as in like gameplay bugs, no. Now this game is actually really slick with it, but I mean actual bugs. You go into a planet, you fight some bugs for some materials, you mine the materials, and you get out. That's basically the whole type of thing surrounding Deep Rock Galactic. Now, is this like a cool game? Yes, it is. I really do suggest that if you do have the time, or if it's on sale during Steam, get it. It's going to be fun. But if you don't, completely fine. But then again, just keep it in your reminders because Deep Rock Galactic is a nice game. And plus, it's pretty fun with friends. So think of Helldivers, but instead of going like on the surface, you just go in the planet itself. And then, there's just permanent terminants. Now, me personally, terminants kind of stink. But, alas, depending on what you're playing at, since, of course, every mission has to have its difficulty level, you could either have a really cool time, or a really boring time, or have a time that's literally worse than anything in the world. Okay, thank you. Mission protocol. Mission control, thank you. Don't interrupt me again. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, difficulties, everything, yada yada yada, you already know what to do. But with different missions comes different requirements, different resources, as well as different items. Bosco here can do basically everything I listed already, but he could also be extremely useful for clearing up sections where you need to be. Such as this dirt path, right? I'm not minding that. Bosco can do that. Since, bro, come on, man. Come on, you just gotta do it. I can't do it. I just can't. And boom, he's doing it. He does it quick. If you get an upgrade for him, he does it light speed. And that's really good. Also, Molly here. She's great. She's just wondrous. But, she can sometimes go, like, really annoying spots, and then you don't get to do anything. Since Molly is our main control, or more so, our main deposit. When you get materials, you have to deposit them. See the fossil? See the objective on the top right? That is basically, in a sense, what we need to do in order to leave. Once we get everything on that list, we could leave. And, lucky us, if we manage to get the bonus objective, which is the smaller one but below the main objective, we not only get some extra materials, we get some extra money. And money can be used to get many different things. But the main thing is upgrades and, of course, clothes. Since this would not be a game if you could not change how you look. Because honestly, I'm gonna be real with you guys. As you can obviously tell, I started playing this not too long ago. So, still, a little bit in the basic side of equipment. Doesn't mean I don't know how to rack a shotgun. And it's also why I'm playing on level 4, lethal, which is honestly a decently bad idea, because I'm fairly certain I'm just gonna have like a horrible time. But if you have teammates with you, then it becomes like a less horrible time, because okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a cool little tip. Don't do anything near these things, because then it'll spawn a lot of annoying buggers, and I mean that like literal. There's different types of bugs. And that has to be my worst, since these guys are just annoying. That's the thing, they're just annoying. They basically do nothing but be annoying. And I hate it, because guess what? I have to deal with it. Now, if you do shoot near them, a bunch of them will come out of that. I'm fairly certain you're gonna have to just keep on killing them until they stop. I don't know if they can... Yep, here we go. This is Praetorian. Praetorians are annoying, but they are slow, and they can very much indeed choose a ranged option towards you. Now, will the range option be really bad? Kind of. It depends if you're crowded, because if you're in a crowd, it's going to suck. Also, when they die, they release spores that only harm you and other employees, so be careful of that. What is that? That is Phasmite. Where did it come from? Okay. Anyways, Glyphid spawn. Glyphid spawn. Okay. So it seems like there's different things. Glyphid spawns, Glyphid swarmers. Now, they both look alike, but they also both have different, textures. The Glyphid, spawn is... Ow. Is quite green, but the regular swarmers, which are annoying, they are just basic orange or reddish. Most likely pink. Depends on what you're facing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of sucks due to the fact that this thing just kind of sucks. Now, there's a lot of different things, but honestly, okay, due to the boss code not being able to kill that thing, really, I gotta get out of here, because when you're fighting bugs, you have to make sure that you are not in a crowded position. If you are, you're gonna get overswarmed and then die a horrible death due to the fact that these guys are annoying. There's many different types of things that you have to look out for. Shooters. Oh, these things. Those Brood Nexus things. Or if there's anything big with a health bar, those things are literally going to ruin your day. And I mean that in the most obvious of reasons, because that thing is literally just spawning the small green things. Remember the swarmers and the spawn? That is where the spawn comes from. Now, swarmers, they just come out randomly. And then, randomly, there will be a swarm of enemies that you have to deal with. And I kid you not, they can range from big guys to small guys to literal babies to actual, like, warlords. And I mean that in the simplest terms, because there are very much indeed huge enemies in this game. Now, how would you deal with them? Just, they are pretty obvious with their weak spots, and I mean that in a very obvious manner, because they are incredibly just big as well as obvious due to the fact that it's literally just poking out as well as glowing. Now, glowing wounds always do extra damage, yeah, but, okay, I've never seen that thing before. Anyways, invisible guy, right? It shouldn't be that bad, right? No, that is that bad, because not only is that effect really bad to get, it's also really bad to, since it will lower your defense and make you an easier target. Now, depending on what you have to do, it will either be a good thing or a horrible thing. As of this, look, I'm literally getting swarmed by many of them. But sometimes you just have to keep on running, and just slowly take them off. Remember, as long as you're alive, you can still fire. The game's not over unless everyone loses all of their lives and everyone's downed. Now, Does it make it any easier to deal with these things? No, absolutely 0%. But will it make it a decent more chance for you to survive? Yes. Because if you don't know, your health bar can be rapidly killed. And rapidly, you know, depleted. And if you're stupid like me, fall down to your death. But then again, Bosco, those two little green things, they will revive you. So whilst this game can be really rough, what? Okay, good to know. Okay, didn't expect a random. I gotta find that thing, because now I'm fairly certain everyone knows that that thing, invisible, is a very big threat. Do I know where it is? No. Do I know how it is? No. Am I gonna have to keep an eye on it because it will literally blow me up? Yes. That thing. Green as well as invisible. But, you know, it's invisible, so if you just start randomly shooting, you're bound to get it. It's a different sound cue as well. Oh yeah, these things! God damn it. So basically, these things can be used to not only knock them down and crush enemies, but also, you know, crush you, so be careful of that. So yeah, I know this is not the really most, like, the most exciting gameplay, but, you know, there's like, not much I could really do about that. Because when you're out of ammo, like I'm about to be very soon, you're gonna have to do two traditional methods and start beating the rats out of them. But if you can't do that, then just have Bosco blow them up. Does a lot of damage. Remember, positioning is exactly what you need to remember. Remember. Positioning is great when it works, but if it doesn't work, because, you know, it's quite obvious. I'm saying really obvious things, Mr. Obvious, bro. Anyways, yeah. Play game, shoot bug. Not really much you need to do. Besides, you know, obviously, keeping track of everything happening as well as making sure to... What? Okay, so now we know what that exploder sounds like. Where is it? Okay, cool. So this is both a I learned something and you also learned something. Congrats. This is totally good. I love this. I love it when I fight. That was so idiotic of me. Oh my god. Anyways, forgetting that I literally just basically nearly killed myself. Yeah, different things, different mining operations, as well as different things you can mine. Now, excuse me if I don't talk as much. I'm actually really trying to listen for that thing's footsteps, because that is going to literally be the end of me. Not because it does like a bunch of damage now, but because if it catches me at the wrong time, it will literally kill me. Oh yeah, weapons. I should probably talk about that. And yeah, I know this isn't really what anyone asked for. I don't care. But also, due to the fact that if you don't know this, you're gonna die, basically. And yeah, they do always tell you in the beginning. Since this game does have a tutorial, yes. And it does cover basically everything. Basically everything. Found you. Glyphid Stalker. Okay. So, what do we know about Glyphid Stalkers? They can go invisible, they can do incredible amounts of damage to your shields and you, and they also have the pretty bad side effect of giving you defense down. Now, defense down is a horrible thing to get inflicted with, especially in the middle of a very busy wave. Oh yeah, those roly-poly guys, I'm calling them roly-polies. I do not care about their scientific name, they're roly-polies. I saw that, yeah. Okay, what? Two of them? So, in a sense, basically, yada yada yada. Everything you see can be used for materials to upgrade you. Everything. I literally mean that in the most simplest of terms. Everything. Depending on what you have, it could either upgrade your weapons, upgrade your gear, even upgrade whatever, basically. But it could also be used to get some pretty cool equipment. Now, equipment is another thing that you also have to keep track of. Kind of, because honestly, it's just fashion, but there is also an upgrade station for your suit that could give you bonus a lot of things, which is honestly really good. Gold is gold, you know, money. Having Bosco mine it is a pretty smart thing, but we need Bosco out to help me. Anyways, enough of me constantly talking, constantly yapping. Because I'm sure if some people play this game, they don't want to hear it. But, you know, it's always cool to have a refresh. Anyways, as I have said before, this is the first time in a pretty long while I've played... Okay, this is gonna suck. Gotcha. Yeah, Glyph Stalkers. They look pretty strange. Look really strange, honestly. God, they suck to deal with. Anyways, depending on the voice lines that are very cool, Mission Control Guy says, it could depend on what enemies you get. Now, is this the roly-poly mission? No, I don't know why all these guys just spawned here and why there's just like a bunch of balls everywhere. This is just like dodgeball, but you know what? We ball. Anyways, okay, so one shot and it scares them away. Good to know. So, whenever you hear a very strange stalker, or, you know, the guy from Payday 2 coming to absolutely wreck you, just give him a nice pat on the back or just shoot him, and it'll be good. Shoot them once, and they shall run, which, you know, really good to know. They're not completely invisible, but their voice, their little their little lines, their little, I see you. Those stalkers suck, but due to the fact that they're not completely invisible, does give us a pretty good, you know, bonus. Also, I should probably mention, with the equipment, this basic assault rifle upgraded a lot, and you could get a really good weapon. Shotgun. It's a shotgun, and it's very good up close, very close, and it could also have a pretty decent off chance to stun whoever you shoot at, which doesn't do exactly much, but it does slow them down a lot. Now, depending on how you play, it could either be really good or it could be really bad. Because if you go into a, like I said, go into a very crowded spot or a very, you know, spot without much place for you to move as a scout, and you will die. Depending on your equipment, depending on everything, you will die. But being quick as well as being efficient can verily make it much easier. Now, this can be depending on, you know, what you like to play. Either cool game or not the best choice for you. Now, is that a problem? No, of course not. You know, play what you want, play what you want. But it won't hurt to give it a decent try. Because honestly, it can be fun. It can be fun. It can be really funny. But it can also be really stupid. I'm not going to explain how it can be really stupid. You're going to have to find out on your own. But you know what? Sometimes it just happens. Now, depending on basically anything, it's your choice if this is up to you, but if it's not, yeah, doesn't really matter. Anywho, let's stop talking for a little bit, because I don't know how I'm alive. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, oh yeah, map. Map, always cool. You make sure you know where you're going and all that, yada yada yada, whatever. But it could also be a really, yeah, whenever you do something good, bad, whatever, he will always say something. Does not matter what, he will say it. It also depends on his voice lines. It will either be a good swarm or a horrible swarm, because depending, it's either a bunch of small swarmers, which are basically babies, or it could be a, as the game calls them, a dreadnought. I'm sorry. You don't know what a dreadnought is? Think of Saxton Hale, and then just put him in this game as like a bug. No one plays him, but he's just there. It's like that bad. Oh yeah. Okay. I didn't expect him to pop out of nowhere. Anyways, this is a bulk detonator. They are bigger variants of the detonators. Detonators are basically suicide bombers. Now, what these things do, they kill you. Once you see those fires, like, once you see those little sparks pop up, you need to move now. And I mean that now. Does not matter what you're doing, does not matter what's going on, you need to move. Because if you do not, it will basically kill you. It's like, I'm not kidding. It will basically kill you. Very quickly, too. Now, not only do those things have a huge amount of HP, they also have the offset chance of basically wiping your entire squad without much of a care. And I mean that in the worst way imaginable. Because, you know, it can't be hard difficulty without a basically instant killing monster. Now, yeah, those things, spitters. Spitters, they just suck. I hate them. Since, honestly, while annoying, they can also just shoot you from anywhere. And they do AoE damage, too. And each of those blobs that they shoot out does their own damage. Anyways, bulk detonator. See those little very bright spots on it? Like on the other stuff I've mentioned. Shoot them and it'll do extra damage. And, yeah, say don't be close to it when it blows up. When you kill it, it will destroy you. Now, good. Thank you, Bosco. Now, are those things a bad thing? Yes. But can you use them against bugs? Also, yes. Because guess what? Their explosions also affect bugs. And it could also really just very quickly give you a nice, you know, easy way to get through stuff. Since they do not care. They don't care about anything. Also, with every flare that you throw, you will... Okay, yeah, gotcha. Anyways, with every flare you throw, it will basically leave a dud in its place after it, you know, goes out. Because, yes, the flares do go out. But you always have an infinite amount. Though, of course, it has to recharge, which does suck on its own accord. But it can either be the life or the death of you, but it could also be a really good way to travel, because of the nice little thing that it can do when it dies. When it dies, it's a pretty easy way to mark where you just went. Because honestly, this, depending... Oh, great. Yeah, no, this is great. Okay. So, basically, right? Doom and Gloom. Wild Hunt, Skill 3. This sucks. This sucks, bro. Anyways, yeah. So, basically, what that thing was, which we just saw, flying thing, we'll spawn things, and those things will pop out, and those also other things will go to you and shock you, not only slowing you down, but also dealing a decent amount of damage. Not only is it a really bad thing to deal with, it can also be very easy to die to. Because it slows you down, and it also just, you know, does pretty big shield damage. Which, while sucks, can be at least somewhat better, due to the fact that, hey, at least now you know where they are. And also because of how little their HP is. One shot, and they're dead. And I mean that, like, just... You don't even have to shoot them, really. Just look at them angrily. Look at them harshly, and they will die. But then again, due to the fact that there's everything happening all at once, you know, I'm dying. Yeah, they do all come to you. But Bosco, yeah, it revives you. That's so cool. Why would you revive me here? Now... is that thing a horrible thing? Yes, and if you have the if you ever have the option to shoot it, will you take that chance? Because honestly, If you don't, it will be a bigger problem for you. Due to the underlying fact that it continues to spawn no matter what. Now, when you're out of ammo, and when you're out of basically everything, there's going to be the red little mining places. Those spots are very useful. And I mean that, like, critically useful. Not only do they have their own little thing, but they also give you bonus money if you extract with it, which is cool. But also gives you a nice chance at a resupply. Now, resupply is good, extremely good. It's one of the best things you could ever do, because it also refills your HP, but also give you a nice big pat on the back with ammo. Of course, as a resupply should. Now, is it a requirement to every mission? Yes, indeed. But can you get past a mission without it? Yes, indeed. Depending on how you play, depending on what you got, you can very much indeed complete a mission without needing all the extra resupplies. But of course, depending on everything and depending on what you're dealing with, as on top of what is happening during the event, or, during the time, it's either going to be a necessity or a mild annoyance. Of course, it can't be both, so it's either mild annoyance or a necessity. Remember, it is literally 1 HP. Just smack them with the pickaxe if you ever get surrounded by a lot of them. Maybe having, where's Bosco? Where's Bosco? Bosco's over here just, keeping, like, all the bugs at bay while I mess around trying to survive. Yeah. Because they are honestly really annoying. These guys are super annoying. I hate them. Snipers, of course. Remember, Nitra is required in every good mission. Because if you don't have Nitra, you will die. Very easily. Very, very easily. And yeah, I know I shouldn't be talking and I should be focusing. But right now, I don't care. Because, it could always be worse. Because if another swarm happens, I'm dead. I'm dead either way. Now, remember, whenever you need to, if you have to get Nitra, you have to get Nitra. That's that's just it. Going back... Okay, let's go. Cool. Going back, backtracking to survive is not anything besides a decent idea. Because yes, it does help you a lot. Also with the shotgun. Of course, it's a shotgun, so you obviously know when it's best to use. But if you have nothing, then, pickaxe is cool and all, but I don't think it's going to survive, a decent amount of fighting. Oh, wow! Yay, Bosco killed it. Because whenever you encounter something new and you kill it, you will get a new miner's entry. Miner's entry are not only decent because it tells you, details on the monster, it can also really help you. Now, is it a requirement to murder everything in sight to get those stupid little miner things? Yes, indeed. So, whenever you get the option, murder. And also, on top of the other fact that, big details to actually help you fight. Because honestly, if you don't, then you're only going to be getting the experience in front of the show. You're getting a cool experience in your worst moments. And honestly, that just kind of sucks because, I think everyone knows. But yeah. Also, the way Scout is played can differ many things. But one of the most things that you have to keep track of is due to, how fast you could be. You could be from there to there with the grappling hook, indeed. Upgrades can either decrease the count or increase, how long, or increase the length of where you grapple, which is decently great. It's great. Now, where's Bosco? Because I'm going to die if I don't... Okay, good. He's there, so... Remember, have him blow up things. Remember, snipers suck. They stink. So have boss go target those guys due to the fact that, you know, they suck. Now, is it a necessity to target them? No. But will it help you a lot? Yes. Because those things are accurate. They are really, really accurate. They're like those automaton towers. Like, they can murder you, and they can also be very annoying to you. So it's not good. Either way. Now, there are many things that you could do in, you know, Deep Rock Galactic. But, honestly, the main thing you always have to do is do mining. Because once you mine, you will, if you are full on it, which when it says Morkite full or yada yada, whatever, full, you will drop it on the floor. Does it lose value? No. It will be the exact mission control. I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Okay, cool. So, yeah, if you don't clear Swarm in the time required, you will have to deal with another Swarm. Is this it for me? You know, just, it depends, since, you know, all roads lead to Rome. Where's Molly? Okay. Okay. So, just gonna, you know, remember, movement is a great thing because it will save you. Due to the fact that basically barely any of the bugs are faster than the grappling hook. Can very much indeed give you a decent speed boost on where you need to go. And yes, you can also be hit with swarms even after a swarm that has just appeared. If you don't finish it, you're only, you know, delaying the inevitable. Oh, and also, if you were to see my inventory, you would see that when it's first come, first serve, which basically means it goes from left to right, the first thing I got to the last thing I got. And it will also do that when I deposit. If you need to deposit things, make sure more Nitra is on like the very, very first. And if you can't do that, then it's somewhere near the very, very first. Why is Molly moving constantly? Anyways, yeah, just keep track of that. Molly is just trying to murder me, bro. Great, I got hit with the soccer ball. Dude. Now, am I cooked? Yeah, basically. Oh yeah, little pockets here and there can carry red sugar, which is very good. Since red sugar heals you quite a lot, actually, quite a lot. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about, you know, basics, yada yada yada. I'm sure everyone's already heard enough, as well as know enough. Am I gonna die? Most likely. But we'll see after these messages. You, yes you. Are you having trouble in the Limbus company? Are you stuck on a stage that you just can't quite beat? Or are you having some trouble choosing your loadout? Then please do comment down below and I shall assist you, or at least try to. What I'm going to try to do for every so Wednesday is do a Limbus Company video. And yeah, if you don't like Limbus Company, then get out of here. You don't have to. But if you are stuck on a stage, or if you're stuck on whatever, then please do comment, and I'll see for myself to try to either upload a video or get a nice little strategy that if you want, you may use. But if you're just curious or just want me to fight something, then please do comment down below. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this sponsorship. So, anyways, went about as much as you could think. This is the screen wherever you extract, or, you know, get to the mission ending. Yada yada yada, whatever. Anyways, I know, and don't worry, yes, the end episode is gonna end right now, but don't worry, I'm not gonna go away for like another 10,000 weeks. But yeah, this was just a little taste of Rock Galactic because, you know, I wanted to, goof around as well as do a decent explaining because, not gonna lie, some people don't know and, want to explain because, god dang it. Anyways, that will be it. I'm gonna do another video soonish, most likely tomorrow. Whatever. Anyway, see you guys. And yeah, I know this wasn't the most cool of videos. It's mostly just me talking, but that's sometimes just how videos are. I hope these, somewhat decent explanations, but basics explanation, assist you in your minds and, rock and stone. Rock and stone! What the? Oh my god! Anyways. I hope to see you guys later. Oh, may your dives be marvelous. Unlike mine, where I got hit with 2,000 bugs. Anyways, see you guys. Bye.